Well, hello there. Yes, I ruined Ford and I rescued Minotaur. And, well, even though the fort itself is quite medieval as a concept, a Minotaur clearly is not. And yeah, let's just let's just address the elephant in the room, shall we? Yes, we are going to talk about the Odyssey. I have had a massive row with Alec the other day about the Odyssey and specifically about the translation of the Odyssey. And I got I got angry. I got like very angry, and I am pretty sure that he did too. So yeah, I I would like to make those things straight. And well, I don't think you can make straight, two very different opinions. But I want to speak out. Like, come on, this is my anvil. This is my game, and yeah, I am going to vent. Sorry, I am. So I was really angry, and I was like, yeah, I couldn't like talk about anything else because I was so angry. And as some would say, fate guided my hand. Actually, I don't think it was fate. It was just like pure coincidence. Because I didn't have, surprise, surprise, I didn't have any Iliad nor Odyssey, nor any other Homer at home. Because I have read it when I was in high school. And remember, when I went to the uni, I moved from my parents' house. So I don't actually own most of the things that I could use as in books that were like, family books, my parents' books. They simply stayed at my parents' house. So all those, lovely books that are in the elementary school and high school curriculum, they just, were my parents. So I don't actually own them. And there are not many curriculum books that I felt like, compelled to actually buy being an adult. Homer being one of them for some reason. Well, the reason is quite plain, and I could talk about it if it is relevant. Anyway, what I was going to say is, since I had no Homer at home back then, the situation has changed dramatically since then, but still, back then I had no Homer, so I reached out for a book that I didn't know why, but I supposed that it would like calm my nerves. And it was, of all books, Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own. Yeah, the shelf of Virginia Woolf's works that I have yet to read is shrinking. And Room of One's Own is amongst the works that I haven't read yet because, well, it is not fiction. Actually, it is an essay, a very slim book, and I must say, right now, having written some of it, it is as beautifully written as anything else by that lady. She is my muse. Like I am in love with her writing. She writes so inexplicably beautifully. Her use of words, her rhythm of, well, very, very long sentences. But still, they're so rhythmic. Look, when I write a long sentence, I just lose the plot. She doesn't. Her sentences are like music. Like, you just listen to them as if you were listening to, I don't know, Chopin changing his sort of episodes in his works. Like, it is like, it's so beautiful. So yeah, I started to read that, and let me just read you a passage. I need my spectacles. You know, we've got this funny little word in Polish for spectacles or glasses. We call them something that you could translate as lookies. So let me get my lookies, because I am blind. Yeah, I'm a blind photographer. Call me Beethoven. Yeah, and she writes as follows: at any rate, when a subject is highly controversial, and any question about sex is that, one cannot hope to tell the truth. One can only show how one came to hold whatever opinion one does hold. One can give only one's audience the chance of drawing their own conclusion as they observe the limitations, the prejudices, the idiosyncrasies of the speaker. Friction is likely to contain more truth than fact. So, she's so right, as always. Well, I believe she might have been wrong only once in her life, actually, with the decision of taking it, because, like, you know, which is obviously very, very selfish of me, because I'm only thinking about the. She has not really written much, has she? And has she not taken her life, we would probably have much more from her. But I have not been in her shoes. It's not for me to judge her. Anyway, I'm just what I want to say. It's that I'm just really, really sorry that she took her life, and we only have such a sparse, you know, piece of literature from her. Anyway, back to Odyssey. Oh, goodness gracious. I had a massive row. And Alec, I don't think you're watching this, but you've really upset me. Like, you know, there are not many people that are actually capable of upsetting me, because I just don't care really for what most people think or say, but I do care about what you think. So yeah, your point of view really upset really upset me. Sorry. So we had this massive discussion about Odyssey, which obviously is twofold. One, the movie, and then the other, the translation, because obviously one of the biggest criticism towards Nolan is his choice of translations that he made in order to make his script. So he chose Emily Watson translation, which is fairly recent, 2017, the year was, I believe. So it is fairly recent. Well, the first translation of Odyssey were like Renaissance, I guess. So yeah, fairly recent. And also, she is the very first woman to have translated the Odyssey. Not Iliad. There was another lady who translated Iliad, but Odyssey, she was the first. And so the criticism, and the other thing is, oh, she's got tattoos. Oh my goodness. As far as I've seen, there are many, many very angry men, very angry and very manly and very, you know, looking fearsome with their beards and their, you know, angry looking faces, and yeah, very manly man, yeah, who really like to show off the picture of her. She's having really impressive tattoos, and oh boy, I love me a good tattoo. She looks really great. Like, yeah, I don't think her tattoos, because they are highly specific. Like, I think she's got something like a Medusa on her. You can, I couldn't tell very clearly, but I had this Greek mythology vibe of her tattoos, and I'm more like a, you know, Scandinavian type of liking, and a little bit more, yeah, you know, northern, well, Scandinavia, obviously. So a little bit later, migration period onwards, and yeah, North Europe rather than South of Europe. But still, she's got beautiful tattoos. And some people choose to show that off, supposedly treating it as being an evidence of her being clearly incapable of translating anything. It's not relevant by the slightest that she is a Greek language professor at the university. Irrelevant, absolutely. So, yeah, and the other thing is that she has said that she was a feminist. How dare she? How dare she? How dare you be a feminist in this world dominated by men and dominated by the patriarchal point of view? You cannot possibly be a feminist. Now, let me tell you a story about me being a feminist. So, I started my... Oh, yes, because I need to say that. I need to be clear on that. I am a feminist. I bloody am. I am not ashamed of that, and I will repeat that as many times as needed. So yes, I am a feminist. And let me tell you a little story about my being a feminist. And some other people, males specifically, being patriarchal, anti-feminists. So I started my university archaeology course. Is that a word? Or faculty? Well, I started studying archaeology at the university. And after the first year, because during the first 2 semesters, you have to, you know, follow an official curriculum. You are not allowed to pick many subjects by your liking. You have to finish the very basic courses, one of them being the prehistory of Mediterranean, and the other being the prehistory of Polish territory, for lack of a better word, so Central Eastern Europe, sort of, because, you know, the territory of Poland is not very much set in stone, has not been set in stone through the history, through the turbulent times in history. So I did both, and when I finished that, during my at the beginning of my third semester, I was allowed, well, we were allowed to pick our own subjects and our own courses, and we only had to make sure that there are, you know, enough of them. So you had to pick 3 main sort of subjects and then some additionals, so that you had a sufficient number of hours, let's say, and then a sufficient number of exams you had to take after the second year. So I was very interested after my first year, because starting archaeology, I thought I would love to do Egyptology, but well, yeah, either Egyptology or the ancient times of America. Jarus Tracius? Who on earth is that? No, I wanted to see my journal. Okay, so he's got Silver Dagger and nothing. Surreally Brothers, yes, of course, and well, Seven Septims, and okay, so I found the thieves by. Oh yes, I forgot. Okay, good. So I can go back and give the publican his wine back. Okay. Yeah, what was I talking about? So I thought I would be like, I would study, I don't know, Incas or Toltecs or whatever. But no, after the first year, I got so very interested in Northern Europe that I decided to pick a course that was, I don't know if I can give you a name. Come on, of course I will give you a name. His name was Professor Nowakowski, a very common Polish name, so I don't think there is only one Professor Nowakowski in Poland. So yeah, and he was very well known for drum beats, being anti-feminist, a huge anti-feminist. Like he was the one person who was supposedly like being eager to fail a person only for them her being a woman, simply for that. Like that was the myth, that was what I was told, that was the common sort of idea about this person. But he also had those set of lectures on the very topic that I was so interested in. Oh, come on, what are you doing? I am talking here about, spoilers, my very famous, very famous. Of course, he was very famous. What I wanted to say is, I'm talking about my favorite one of my favorite professors. So that was this myth about him, but I also wanted to go to his course because it was the most he had, together with another person, Dr. Wróblewski, another very Polish name that like every third person in Poland has got it. So yeah, be my guest and try to look them up. But Dr. Wróblewski, he was not a professor, so he could not be, I don't know what's the English word, he could not promote your thesis when you were like trying to graduate from the university. Yeah. So I took them both as the main lectures. And I thought, if he's so damn, patriarchal, chauvinistic, anti-feminist, then, well, I will have to probably change. But I will not. I will not choose something I don't really like without a fight. I will not give up without a fight. So I started attending his courses. And boy, he was like... His lectures were like the most fascinating, the best told stories. He was so... he was, well, he is. He's alive, I hope, at least. He is such a marvelous, talk speaker. And then he is also so great in like connecting different facts. So he would describe something to you, and then he would like, what have you? Ho, ho, ho. Oh no! What have I done? What have I done? Water breathing, come on. No, I need the other thing, like this, yeah, levitating. That, yes. So he would talk about something, and then he would like give like 3,000 analogies about something similar, and then he would also talking about the prehistoric time in Europe. He would also quote Tacitus or other Roman historians, or Greek for that matter. He was so knowledgeable, like you couldn't believe. And guess how many times he failed me in my exams? Guess. Just guess. Guess. Make a guess. Guess made? 0. 0. Now, make another guess. Guess how many times was my mark not the highest? Like, in Poland, in Polish university, you can have a mark 2, which is basically failed. Why am I over encumbered? Oh yes, because I had this shrine in Brinacross. Okay, right. So what have you? Look at that. My goodness, what have you? Wow. What I was talking about. Oh yes, Polish mark system at the university. So you can have fail, which is number 2, then a mark that is called sufficient, which is 3, then that is good, 4, and very good, 5. So guess what was my average? Well, my only, actually. I have never had anything other than this one particular mark. And you already know it was not 2, which is fail, so 3, 4, or 5. Make a guess. What was my mark that I had from him throughout my course, all the courses I took with this particular professor until the end of the uni? Spoiler, I went to his courses till the very end, and I also wrote my thesis with him. He was my in Polish it is promotor, which I don't promoter. I don't know. I really don't know the word in English. Sorry, sue me. So, did you make your guess? I have never had anything other than 5 from him. Never. And of course, he would make jokes about women being silly when they deserved that. He also made jokes about men being silly when they deserved that. He was like, he was my favorite person on earth, really. So yeah, that's a little story about what I think about feminists and anti-feminists when they are like normal people. I am a feminist. Does that mean that if I was a professor at the university, I would fail any men just because they are male? Just as much as my professor, failed every woman because she was a woman. And yes, I'm a woman. I'm not, I'm not a guy sitting with my voice changer, no. Oh, okay. Back to Odyssey. So, Professor, because she is a professor, Professor Emily Watson translated the Emily being a feminist. What a crime. What a crime. And I also, because I do not have her translation of Odyssey at home, so I couldn't read it and see for myself. Worst still, I don't know ancient Greek. So as much as I love reading Shakespeare, like the original Shakespeare in English, and then reading the translation and then trying to compare the two. And yeah, spoiler, I have never seen a good translation of Shakespeare, like never. So I can totally understand that there are no good translation of Homer. However, English language and Polish language are two different, totally different beasts. So I don't think it is really, it is very sane to compare those two. Anyway, I found some articles and also some comparisons by the two. And you know what? When you look online and you see all those YouTube videos, video essays, whatever, with all those angry people, like angry mad men saying that she's a feminist and her her translation is, what was the name, the word is bastardizing Homer. My goodness. Or her translation is an insult to the Greeks. My goodness. So I was looking for the actual, fragments being compared between several different translations, and I found some. And what I found, the most, what made the most difference, as much as I found it, was that she actually did not use the word cover your ears, because in this episodes of my, Morrowind or Skyrim diaries, we don't actually, well, I don't actually swear very much. Those are not the nicest words, but I feel I should use them just to be, just out of the scientific, honesty. So she refused to use the words slut or bitch or whore, which were very keenly used by other translators. For example, talking about Helen, yeah, calling her whore or bitch or whatever, and she didn't do that. And she also talks about that at length, showing the relevant passage in Homer, and explaining why she decided not to make Helen say that the war was about her being a bitch, but a war happened because of her face, period. So was that feminist? Well, maybe. Not calling women a bitch, is it a feminist thing? If that's a feminist, that I certainly hope there are many feminists around. Especially that Helen did what she did because she was charmed. Well, charmed as in there was a charm on her, a spell. Anyway, So this is the most sort of prominent example of Emily Watson being a feminist. And then there are others, like calling Odysseus a complicated man. Yes, because Odysseus, my dear friend, was not a glowing hero. He wasn't. He was a liar. He was a scoundrel. He was a trickster. He did all those bad things. Like when he was sailing between Scylla and Charybdis, he had been warned by Kirka that Scylla will eat 6 of his people. And he didn't say that because he knew that his men would be very justly so terrified and would refuse to go. Well, was that fine? Was that okay? It served the purpose because it was his, ultimate purpose to go home. But was it fine by those 6? I don't know. Was it okay to enrage Polyphemus so that he was so angry at Odysseus and his men, so that he ate, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 6, I don't know, of them, however many. And Odysseus tells this story trying to picture Polyphemus as being, this cannibalistic, monster, but he was actually a milk drinker. He ate milk and cheese. He did not very much eat meat, as far as I know, but he ate some people from Odysseus because they choose to, help themselves with his cheese before. So they effectively stole from him, and we know that because Odysseus says so, but then he also pictures Polyphemus as being this murderous monster. Maybe it was not so. All right, so yeah, Professor Watson paints what sort of says that Odysseus is complicated, which she beautifully explains why she used that word. Giving the Latin translation of the word, giving the etymology of the word, and it was a really well thought through reason to choose that particular word. So yeah, she got convinced many other people out. And then, after watching those angry, bearded, some of them even Greek men, saying things like, if she was here, I would slap her. Yeah, that is the level of discussion that we are being held right now. Like, there are those men who say that she's a feminist and then proceed to describing what they would have done to her if she was there with them in the room. Like, can you picture the sheer level of hatred and also sheer level of intelligence? Sorry, I'm very sorry, but if you're such a moron that you cannot even point a specific piece of text and analyze it and show that she's unjust and untruthful and she is changing the meaning of Homer, if you cannot do that, then you obviously would go and speak about slapping her in her face. My goodness. So I was furious. I was furious because I had this stupid argument with Alec. Then I was furious because I watched several videos by things of the kind that I just described, oh my goodness, I have never clicked thumb down on anything, like anything. But on those videos of those men, I did. They can feel honored because I've done something I never do. Because if I find a video I don't like, I simply click off. I never write a mean comment. Well, not very often, at least. Well, by mean, I should say negative comment, like the comment saying that I actually don't disagree. I very rarely do that, and I never click a thumbs down. But I made an exception, so they may feel honored. So then I decided to go back to a channel of a very charming gentleman who made me read Shakespeare quite a long time ago. And his name is Benjamin McAvoy. And he has got a wonderful channel on YouTube and a podcast as well. It's called Hardcore Literature Club, Book Club. And I found his video on translation of Homer and especially of Odyssey. And I watched it. It is about an hour long. Well, it's not exactly a lecture because he reads different excerpts from Odyssey in different translations. There's Butler, there's Pope, there's what's his name? Oh my goodness, I forgot. Eagles. There's no Mendelssohn, which I was sorry to see. But there are quite a few others. There is no Lawrence of Arabia as well. But there are, I don't know, 8 or 9 of them in total. So quite a huge selection. And there is also Emily Watson in them, in there. So I watched that all, and I must say that the excerpts he read, I really loved her translation, the choice of words, the rhythm, being really, I don't want to say short because it's not short. I mean, she chose not to exceed the number of lines of Homer himself. So sometimes when you read a passage from Figels, for example, it would take like 10 lines, while Homer would have written only like 5 or 6. So her translation feels a little bit dense because she had this, constraint not to exceed the number of lines. So her words are chosen very carefully, and really every word counts. And also they are sort of, well, the rhythm counts, and it's so melodic. It's so melodic. And then also Benjamin McAvoy, like the host of this podcast, also said some very nice and charming things about her translation. He said that he actually loved it, which was, for me, it was like the proof that I not necessarily needed, but at that moment I just went online and I actually ordered. But no, I have not ordered her translation, no. Because if I had ordered her translation, what would it give me? It would only give me this one vision, this one sort of landscape of Homer, and I would very much probably not be able to see if that was feminist or not. So I ordered 3. Yeah, I'm waiting. They will take their sweet time to come home, because they I think they come to me from UK, I believe, because there are very few translations, English translations available in Poland. So none of them I actually wanted to read. I wanted. There are a lot of you here. Wait, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want. I don't really want to. Yeah, to. What do you say? How do you say? I don't want to level up my long blade, because yeah, I'm min-maxing like a CC. Okay. Right, so I will wait some time to get my books. And I ordered, if you are by any chance interested, I also ordered Butler, which is a prose rendition. And I also ordered Mendelssohn, and this is a verse rendition. And funny, he's also the one to actually speak in favor of both Watson's translation and also the movie. So the next thing I did was go to the library and borrow Odyssey, which was it is a Polish translation, and actually it is quite fun to read. It is a prose rendition by Jan Parandowski. He was a very well-known pre-war Polish classicist, and he's also the author. Well, was, I don't think he's still around. He also wrote Greek mythology, and yeah, he's a very well-known name in the classicist sort of department. So yeah, I'm reading his translation, and I must say that I'm first of all enjoying it very much, and second of all, there is a very strange dissonance that I noticed, because first of all, I wrote his foreword, which was, it was not a huge chore, but I mean, mostly when you've got, oh shit, mostly when you read the preface, what's that called? I guess a foreword. Yeah, that's the most probably used word to many books. They're boring as heck, but this one wasn't. But there was one funny thing that I paid attention to. So Mr. Parandowski, he was talking at length about Penelope being very faithful. Obviously, she was very faithful. Like through all this 20-years time, she has not sort of favored any male. And he also says that likewise Odysseus, he's been so faithful all this time. Yeah. Calypso, 7 years of like sleeping with her. Irrelevant. Then Kirka, maybe not 7 years, but still some time of sleeping with her. Irrelevant. Yeah. Why do all those men have double standards? Like, I cannot understand that. Like, she has been, like, Penelope has been faithful to Odysseus by not sleeping with other men, for goodness gracious. And Odysseus was faithful to her because he kept thinking of her. Why on earth? Like, if you have read The Witcher by Sapkowski, there is also a very funny, like, line by The Witcher, like, because, you know, he and Yennefer, they are like, this is like constant, like this flow of being together and being apart, then coming back together and then going apart. Like, they are all the, yeah. I cannot count how many times they've like reconciliated, right? And one time, Yennefer asks him, "Have you been with other women?" And he says, "I've been only thinking about you." Which is, yeah, which means he has been like entirely faithful in man's standards. Grr. Okay, so, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired of talking about this shenanigans. Yeah, so, yeah, what else can I tell about this, this translation? I don't know, not much. I'm waiting for it to arrive. And yeah, one funny thing is, there were only those, you know, very angry men talking. Sorry, yeah, I'm just not going to be very, yeah, clean language in this episode. Sorry, but yeah, they were talking crap on her translation, and they were actually not. I don't think many of them spoke Greek. I don't think so. I mean, I heard two men who were claiming they were Greek, but I don't know if they actually spoke Greek because they sounded very American. I don't know. And all the people who were like academic, you know, classicists. No, this I need it with me, because sometimes you just need to make a potion out there. Okay, so all the people who were actually classicists and historians and all those, you know, educated people. And Alec is a historian, for goodness sake. He's graduated from history, I guess, back in Serbia. So, Alec, please get back to your senses. Back to your senses, man. Or yeah. Right. Anyway, all those people spoke more or less highly about Emily Watson's translation. Right. So, yeah, I guess this is all I have to say about her translation, because I will probably want to talk more about that once I've actually read it. I am going to read it. I am going to read the other two as well. I'm going to make a comparison, and I'm going to probably write an article on that, I think. All right. So, there's been such a huge shitstorm on that topic. That, you know, the funny thing is, I was not intending to go watch that. I was not going to. And I think I even said that on previous episode or a couple episodes ago, that I'm not going to watch the Odyssey by Nolan, specifically because I'm fed up with Nolan and I'm fed up with his being like the smartest guy in the room and trying to convince everybody that he is the smartest guy in the room. And I really don't like being, exposed to this feeling of inadequate and illiterate and yeah, like the silly 5-year-old not understand anything that's being told to her. And I really hate that feeling, because I might not be the smartest person on earth, but still I hate being proven to that I am like a moron. So yeah, I was not intending to go and see the Odyssey, but with all that shitstorm going around, I said, no, I have to go and see it for myself. So we're actually going to the theaters. We are going to see the Odyssey. We are going on Wednesday of all days, because we've got cheap Wednesdays in cinema, because I'm definitely not going to pay the whole price for the movie that clearly misses trial. Oh gosh, what's the English name for that? Tridem and Drakkars. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, because yeah, Nolan clearly doesn't understand Greek Bronze Age. I'm not an expert, because I did only 1 year of Mediterranean prehistory, and it was like 20 years ago. So I'm not an expert on Greek archaeology, but I know how a Greek ship is supposed to look. And judging by the trailer, those Greeks do not use Greek ships. So that was the one thing that I really hated. But at the same time, if you saw Gladiator, and you saw horsemen in Gladiator, they are having saddles with stirrups. And stirrups have not been around before, well, Grecian period. So, yeah. And the fibula, I don't know the English word, fibula in plural in Latin, and also in Polish. Fibula, that's the Polish accent. It's kind of bridge on the clothings. So the fibula were like a couple of hundreds younger than they were supposed to be in that time. Marcomanni Wars. So yeah, the directors are really, really prone to just choosing what they like and not what is actually, historically accurate. And this is a fact of life, and we may dislike it, but also we need to be just. And if we hate Nolan for using Nordic ships, we need to also, sorry to say that, we need to hate, what was the guy's name? Ridley Scott for Gladiator. Sorry. I hate you, Ridley Scott, even though I love you for some other things you did. Yeah. Like Blade Runner. Yeah, so yeah, let's just be honest, which I don't mean that as being of any, oh, I need to feed Pearly. Hi, Pearly. This little guy makes me smile every time. Every time. I need... Oh, 2 more. I need to go to Karak and buy some. I do. And I think I have a mark and recall. I mean, a mark. Let's recall them.
I'd be happy to talk. My pleasure, really.
No. But it's alright. We can go there by the means of teleportation. So yeah, the first thing is obviously history inaccuracy, which for somebody like me is like a sore thumb.
Three blessings, friend.
I cannot not see it. So even though I really don't see, maybe yet, I don't know, maybe I will see once I read it, but as of now, I see no fault in choosing the translation he chose. No fault at all. But I see much fault in him not getting history right. And I know Odysseus is like mythical figure, but it is a Greek mythical figure. So yeah, I think we should be like accurate to the Greek art, well, history, like historical reality, and be really, no, not that way. I be as accurate as we only can. And I know there are monsters in this story, and I know they are gods and other beings, which
I have special prices just for you, Outlander.
Not necessarily like walk around people. But don't tell me you don't have it. Fish feet. There it is. Great. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll be back for more fish feet. So, oh my goodness, I've been talking for an hour about Odyssey. Oh my goodness, and I'm not yet finished. All right. Okay, so let me just finish and be done with that and not talk about this ever again. No, I will talk about this once I've actually seen the movie. Yeah. Yeah, the ships, the armor is definitely not the one that Homer described. Because it is supposed to be a Bronze Age armor and not like classical Greece armor. So Bronze Age, during the Bronze Age, they didn't actually have iron that much. So it's only, you know, relevant for them to have like bronze stuff and also wooden or made of tusk, like the pieces of gear and armor. So yeah, that is very much not adequate. What they've seen, what they've shown on the trailer. And yeah, the sails in the Odysseus ship was supposed to be white and not burgundy red. So another thing there. And then obviously the cast. Like what possessed Nolan to cast black people in Greek story? I don't know, but nor do I know what possessed him to cast, well, very clearly American people, or like, you know, very much Western Western people. In Greek story, I don't know either. Like in my opinion, like Matt Damon is as Greek as this Black Helen of Troy. I don't remember her name. Sorry. I mean the actress's name, and I don't remember. So me. But in my opinion, both cast choices are equally wrong. Like Matt Damon may be a great actor, and he obviously is. Everybody who's seen Talented Mr. Ripley will probably admit that he's a very good actor. But is he the best choice for Odysseus, who is supposed is described to be this divinely beautiful and handsome and what? I mean, okay, you don't argue about the what's this sentence in Latin? De gustibus non est disputa. Oh my goodness, my Latin is non-existent. Don't quote me. But anyways, I don't think Matt Damon is the slightest like this beautiful, almost godlike figure. I simply don't think so. Sue me. Oh my god, you can sue me like as many times as you wish after this episode.
Do I
Anyway,
dump the sweet roll or hand it over and
What
come back later?
what
Dunno.
you know what I thought? Because I was really thinking like hard. I was trying to find any sort of explanation about his choice of Helen of Troy, and I couldn't, because Homer himself describes her as white-armed, and even though white-armed doesn't actually mean the color of the skin per se, it just means that the white-armed person was pale, as in not tanned. So it actually is more about the status than the skin color, but then no amount of staying indoors and not being tanned would help a black woman to be white-armed, would it? So if it was supposed to be, if the aristocracy in ancient Greek were possible to be, of African sort of roots or African origins, which is fair, why would not Homer think of a adjective that would be more relevant to some other, skin color than white? I don't know, thin-armed maybe? Because if she was not working, physically gardening or whatever, that she would probably be not very muscular, so maybe thin-armed, or I don't know, whatever, but not white-armed, for goodness sakes. So this is the first thing. And then there was this Sappho's poem. And I know Sappho is a few centuries younger than Homer, but still. So, oh, Gosha Inn. I was supposed to go to Gosha Inn with the wine and not here. Okay. Gosha Inn is
Glory
wait,
and
wait. We need Gosha Inn is there. Yes? So let's go. Let's go that way. Okay. So the other thing is Sappho, who used the word rose blonde for Helen. And even though Sappho is not particularly relevant for us here, talking about Homer, but, well, still, I think this would be I picture Greek women as being actually black hair, of black hair. For some reason, I don't know why. so, so maybe Helen being actually blonde was such a unique feature that she would actually be considered like the most beautiful woman on earth. Well, on earth, in Greece. I don't know. Maybe that would be it. I don't really think Homer would have chosen the word white armed if he was actually not referring to somebody who is actually white. So I've been thinking very, very much about what on... Oh, great. I need to go and pray. Sorry, I need to go and pray.
You seem like very good company.
Yeah, I seem like very sick. Yeah. Cure disease. Great. And now, give me also a beast of caravan. Thank you. Bye. Right. I'm a very religious person. Right. So, what was I talking about? Yeah, Helen of Troy. So I was thinking, what possessed Nolan to do what he did and cast what he cast, and cast whom he cast. Yeah, that's the perfect. That's the proper thing to say. So I've been thinking, and I came out with only one explanation. So imagine Nolan gathering all his advisors, his managers, his, I don't know, script writers, his coffee fetchers, his, I don't know, everybody, like everybody, producers, I don't know, second directors, third directors. No, run from the runner. Oh, he's chasing me now. Stupid of me. So, yeah, and Nolan gathering all of them around a particularly huge table, fitted with all sorts of cookies and whatnot, and coffee, and oh, leave me be because I will kill you otherwise. Oh no, wait, but I can charm it, can I not? Where is it? Calm creature, yes. Oh no, it's not. I don't want to calm you. Stop it. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so... Oh, you're not exactly where I wanted to be. Anyway. Yeah, and they sit there drinking coffee and tasting the best, Greek cookies. And then Nolan says, now, ladies and gentlemen, give me something that will make such a shitstorm that our next movie will be so very talked about that everybody will want, everybody will have an opinion. So it will be so talked about that, like, literally everybody will come and buy the tickets, and everybody will want to watch it because it will be so very much, so very much talked about. And so they give him Black Helen of Troy. After much thought and deliberation, and drinking all the coffee and eating all the cookies in the whole building. So that was my my honest opinion about how on earth Helen of Troy is a black woman. So yeah, I'm not going to die on that hill It's an expression that Mendelssohn, of all people, used, presumably. I think I saw an article about him talking about that because he had been asked what is his opinion on Black Helen, and he said, like, she is one of the least relevant characters in Odyssey, so you really don't want to die on that hill. No, I don't want to die on that hill. I'd much rather die on a hill about, you know, the archaeology being like wrong, because it is wrong. Sorry, the ships are clearly wrong. The armor is wrong. Like, everything is wrong. I have never seen ginseng that up close. It's just picture, like, you know, a proper photography of something. I'm not really sure if that is a picture of ginseng, but it is a photography of something. Looking very sharp. Right. We've got a beautiful sunset again. So let's actually watch it because it is a beautiful, beautiful spot. Right. So I will be back with more information on Odyssey, hopefully in a few days. But I might not actually manage to do that because I will go to the cinema on Wednesday, and on Thursday I'm going on a rally, and this will be a very long rally. Like, this will be like 8 days long rally, very, very long one. So I don't know if I will manage to record an episode and tell you my thoughts on Odyssey the movie right away. I will definitely, but I might do that after I come back from the rally, which will mean that there is no episode from me coming in at least 2 weeks. Sorry, but well, such is life during the during the season. Okay, so I think I've talked enough. I think I've said everything I wanted. I think I've said even more than I wanted because I also told you about my favorite archaeology professor, and yeah, so lots of irrelevant stuff too. We've done nothing in regards to Morrowind, but that's okay. Just being here is a bliss, even though we are talking about such a crappy subject as blaming Odyssey reactions. Right, so having said all that, I think now I want to make myself a little selfie, which is obviously impossible because I don't know why Reen decided to turn the wrong way. That's okay. I don't like her robe. I really don't like her robe. Do you have any other? No, this robe is even worse. Don't you have any other robe? Oh, this is one much far better. Yeah. Okay. Far better robe. Far, itinerant priesty. Okay, now change your profile. Like, yeah. A little bit more separation here? No. Maybe like so? Okay. Far better now. I don't know. She closed her eyes like everybody does that. Everybody does that. I don't know what's wrong with those people. They always close their eyes when they are being photographed. All right. Okay. Let's go to Gosha Inn. The road is over there. Okay, so I think I've said enough. I'm very much aware that, like, I have probably enraged, like, many people. I don't care. I really don't care. I will try and remember to link in the description to some articles of Emily Watson so that you could read it yourself and make your own decision. And also to the video of Benjamin McAvoy, who, as I said, he made me, like, by force, by force of his wonderful lectures, he made me read Shakespeare. And he made me read Shakespeare in English. So he's a Marvel guy, and I highly recommend his lectures on literature. So I will link his, well, it's not really a lecture, it's more like just a video, you know, reading different translations. But yeah, it was really great. It was beautiful. So if you're so inclined, set aside an hour or so, make yourself a tea, and just listen to Homer rendered by 9 different people. I really like this frame. I really like it. Right. So,
Yes, stranger?
hello, Farok. I've got your wine. First of all, you should like me more, you know? I'm doing your bidding and you don't, and you refuse to like me. Okay. Now, thief with a bottle of wine. You found the bottle of wine, thank you. Here, have a drink on the house. Have a free night here and the inn as well. The room is upstairs. First one on the left. You've earned it. Say, you might as well claim the bounty on the thief at Goldstone if he really was the one they were looking for. Check out the bounty notice on the boards in the corner. Oh, he gave us LU. Oh, how nice. Okay, bounties. Proven area, I'm not going to bring her in. Uncast down sides, I don't know. Virus and Jarus Trussius, yes. By order of Queen Milana Conamaros of Anvil, and under the authority of the Ruby Throne, let it be known that the criminal Jarus Thracius is wanted dead or alive for the crimes of petty larceny and armed robbery. Last seen on the Gold Road between Brunacross and Kvatch. Reward is 500 septims if killed and 700 septims if captured alive. I am very, very sorry that I didn't capture him alive, but alas, I don't think it is even possible. The first room is mine, right?
Well, hello there. A pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. I think this is my bed. So, a cozy room with some fine books to until healed. Great.
Greetings, Dunmer. How may I help you?
I guess we've got the day already, judging by the... No! Ah. Anyway, so I've talked enough. I've angered enough people, I guess. I also hope that I have managed to send, particularly you, Rusty, to the very best literature lectures I could find on the YouTube. So, right. So with that things done, let's play some Morrowind, shall we? Oh, goodness gracious. What do we have? Oh yeah, she wants me to go to Reva Rondas and stop proselytizing in Little Arantia. In the bathhouse. Okay. Let's go to Anvil then. Anvil is that way. All right. Let's try not to get killed by the fall. All right. So I guess he died because he's fallen from this rock. All right. So I guess I don't have anything more to say. Thankfully. I've talked enough about my views that one would hope are just, you know, the views on literature and no, not politics. I would, you know, highly hope that what I've been talking for the last hour and a half were like literature stuff and not politics. So because, you know, like the race stuff, to me, this is as relevant. I mean, this is as the matter is akin to historical relevance, you know? Like, I really this rope is like really... Oh, shoot. I didn't want to cast that. Anyway, so what I was... Bug and restore health. So, if I'm talking about historical or archaeological accuracy, I'm talking about the ships being not accurate. I'm also talking about, you know, the people, physical features not being accurate. This is the same to me. Like, I am not going to be silent about one and not mention the other, because this is, historical accuracy in here for me. So, yep. Very much the same matter with Dickens. So I hope you have read Great Expectations. A very bleak book, but Dickens is bleak. Like, well, he's not. Like, I really think that the guy had got a beautiful sense of humor, and there are many places in his books when I really, like, honestly barely laugh. In Great Expectations as well. But at the same time, and he is like he writes beautifully.
Stupid!
Really beautifully. Like, the sheer beauty of his writing is like, reason good enough to like just read anything of him. Then he also writes about, well, he wrote, no longer among us. He wrote about very, very bleak stuff. So I can understand that some folk might not like to be like, depressed by what they read. So in this case, well, don't read it. But if you don't mind being a little bit depressed, then yeah, by all means, go and read Great Expectations, because it is a great book. And there is a few. Oh gosh, I forgot Athena. Oh no, this is a very important thing. Because Athena is played by Zendaya, who is, I don't know how old she is. Is she 17, for goodness sake? She doesn't look much older than that. Like, to me, she looks like she's 17. So it's not that Athena is, well, I don't think any ancient Greek pictured Athena as being a black woman. But, okay, and Homer, he also says, well, I don't know yet how it is in English, but I know that in Polish translation, she's being called light eye, light or fur eye, I don't know. Like, this clear color. So I am sorry, but to my knowledge, black people, or at least most of black people, have dark eyes, dark brown or black eyes, and not light color eyed. So yeah, that would be something to note. But far more important to me is that she's blaming 17, and Athena is a god of wisdom, for goodness sake. Like, she's, I don't know, I've always pictured her as a woman of, I don't know, 40, with a little bit of wrinkles, this very big, eyes that are like, seeing through you, seeing everything about you. Like, there are some people who like look at you and you feel naked in front of them, because they seem to know everything about you, because they're so experienced and so knowledgeable that they like see through you. And there are not very many people like that, thankfully, but there are some. And I've always pictured Athena like that. So yeah, a very, very questionable cast choice for me also. So in Great Expectations, you've got Estella, who is this aristocrat person. And then you have got Jaggers. And Jaggers is a British lawyer. And then you also have, oh my goodness, what's his name? Oh, that guy that works for Mr. Jaggers. Oh gosh, the name starting with W. Oh, yeah. So anyway, a very fun gentleman, by the way, a very English gentleman as well. So in the latest BBC adaptation of Great Expectations, Estella is black or half black. Jaggers is very black. And the other gentleman with the name starting with W is Indian. And yeah, all fine and well. But let's just cast Clint Eastwood as Martin Luther King. You know, there is cultural like justice and the British being guilty of colonization and all that. Not only British, by the way. So yeah, that is this huge justice sort of problem, historical social justice. But then there is also historical accuracy. And well, sorry, no amount of justice talk will make me like consider historical accuracy irrelevant. Sorry. I love this. I love this sky. It's absolutely beautiful sky. Right. Let's go and get something completed in this miserable episode. Where is she? She's at Danma.
How can I help you?
Heating room. I need to go there. Okay. No upstairs in here? Probably not. So where is she? Ah!
You seem to be doing all right for yourself. What can I
Can you
do
tell
for
me where this lady is now? Once again. We are in Anvil Bathhouse, aren't we? Oh, Brevarondas. Let's look for her. They don't want to tell me where she is. Oh, great. No, they all don't want to talk to me about her. Well, the only place I have not been yet is this heat room, right? Or the apartments? No, because they would tell me apartments and not bathhouse. Oh gosh. Let's go to the heat room then. I guess this is the only place. No, wait. No. Ochiva, are you?
The warm blood seeks answers.
Do you know Ochiva from Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion, perhaps? Dock worker. Okay. Okay. Right. So now we have a very... Wait. Oh, there it is. Good. Now, she doesn't see me. Okay. Oh, come on. Now, I don't think anybody is actually, like, living here if there are rats about. Okay. Great. Right. Goodness, where is she? A lot more chemical soap and oil on the market lately. You know, sloat soap. They make it out east for perfumes and that kind of stuff. A very exclusive industry. It's strange to see so much of it coming in all at once. Yeah, I know, but I've stopped the import of sloat soap. Hi there, are you here to relax in this refreshingly warm water? Feel free to get in and take a load off of your feet. My name is Satamak. I'm a sailor on the Valley of Diamonds. Oh, great. Oh, gosh. Above the anvil baths. Oh, stupid of me. A bath is like in the apartments, I guess. After all. Okay.
What can I do for you, friend?
When Genseric? Is there no Genseric in Oblivion? I think there is.
Please,
okay.
Go ahead, Outlander. I'm listening.
Right, look. I actually have no hard feelings towards you. It's not me. It's the other priest. The xenophobic one. So, yeah, sorry. Sorry for what I need to say, but yeah. Oh, you must be one of those itinerant priests I've heard so much about. You're here to help me so I can set off on my mission to Valenwood. First of all, let's make her like us more. I think that's good enough. Good to meet you. I'm Brava Rondas, an immigrant from Morrowind. I can't say life has worked out the way I'd hoped. Well, when you know the truth, you need to speak it. I know, I've been doing that for past an hour and a half. But I may have been a touch overzealous. In my haste to spread the word of the Nine, I seem to have gotten myself in a bit of a bind. In preparation for an expedition to Valenwood, I accepted a loan from Lasha, a pawnbroker. I haven't even left yet, and she's charging me a ludicrous sum, just an interest. Will you help me break the contract? But Lasha is in the prison. Of course I will help you. I've already helped you. Thank you for helping me. After I signed the contract, Lasha kept it in her pawn shop just across from Torio Tolana's apothecary. Please bringing back here. Zenithar Blas is an astute merchant, but surely he frowns on usury. Yep. Lasha is in the prison. She will not do any harm to you. Okay, not the best route out. I don't think there is any route out other than through the bathhouse, right? Probably. Yep. I don't really remember what... There it is. Now, I don't really know.
I can't imagine eating one of those things.
What things? Okay. I think I've looked through very thoroughly. I really love those. Okay, so... What are you doing here? Oh, gosh. Do you think it could be under the pillow? I don't. I also think this is the room of the red guard guy. One would presume that things like contracts would rather be in, you know, downstairs in the proper, like, room, like here. But no. You don't look inside, right? No. It's just an item you can pick up. All right. So it's not here. I don't think it would be here either, because this place is like... Ooh. This place is... just, you know... everybody can come in. And snatch what they wish, right? Just like I'm doing now. Sword.
Over here.
Oops. Sorry. Oh, I'm tired. I shouldn't be stealing when I'm tired. Anyway, I think I've exhausted other possibilities of finding the contract. Yeah. What on earth was I thinking to steal, like, in front of him? Maybe there is something up there. No, just provinces of Tamariel. Okay, nothing here. Very fun shelves, by the way.
And what brings you here?
A contract. Do you maybe know where the contract is?
Well, friend, what brings you here?
Okay. I don't think anything is
Ah,
here.
greetings. What shall we talk about?
Looks like a kitchen or some dining area. Hmm. All right. I don't think anything is in here. Have you ever wondered how on earth do they get rid of all that water from the first floor with no pipes? All right. So not here. There's nothing more here. And here I've already searched it. There are only 2 rooms and they are not particularly like wealthy. So I guess Lasha's room was this with the double bed. I also don't think she would hold something like a contract. You know, just lying about. I think it would be like in a... No, I don't want to sleep in it. Oh, great. Just great.
Nice to see you, friend.
Nice stuff. I need to snatch all that. Ah. This rehat pepper looks stunning.
Nice to see you, friend.
I have a feeling that this should be here. But at the same time, I'm out of ideas as to where it like could be hidden. All right, I guess we'll do it next time because right now, I don't know, behind the tapestry. I don't know, under the pillow. Oh gosh, under the pillow. I don't think so. Clearly not. Okay. All right. I am out of ideas right now. Need to go back to reading Odyssey because I want to be prepared when I go to the theater, to the cinema. I don't think she would hide a contract behind the bathtub. All right, we will need to reconvene here next time, because I'm out of ideas right now. Okay, so see you soon. Sorry for a long rant, but it was necessary to me. Right, thanks. Gosh, if you're still here, yeah, I'm just like, I can't believe anybody is here still after that long run. Okay. See you soon. Ta-ra.